morning and Sairam students. Welcome back to your online classes after your Diwali holidays. Students, as you know that in the last class we have started a new topic of grammar, that is your subject verb agreement. Now we have learned that a proper sentence have a subject and a predicate. And subject verb agreement means when subject and verb agrees to the numbers in a given sentence to make that sentence grammatically correct. That is known as subject verb agreement. And we have learned certain rules in the last class. We have learned 8 rules. Now we are going to learn further more rules in this class. So let's get started. So in the last class we have learned till rule number 9. Now we are going to further move on to rule number 10, which says when a plural noun comes between a singular subject and its verb, the verb agrees with the singular subject. So here it says that when a plural noun comes between a singular subject and its verb, so on one side there is singular subject, in between plural noun is there, and on the other side verb is there. Then what happened? The verb always goes with the singular subject. It never goes with the plural one. It goes with the singular one. So we can say when on one side there is plural and on the other side there is singular, and the verb will choose the singular one. For example, each of the apples are juicy. Each of the apples are juicy. Now, rule number 11 says the verb should be put in singular if words are joined to a singular subject by using with. The government, together with NGOs, was able to make the campaign a success. So what rule number 11 says that? Rule number 11 says that if two singular subjects are joined by using with, then the verb should also be singular. As we have seen, the government together with NGOs. So NGO and government is joined together by a conjunction with. And here we can see was able. Was is used, which shows that the verb is also singular. So this was rule number 11. Now rule number 12 says that when the subject is joined using as well as, the verb must agree with the first subject, irrespective of whether it is singular or plural. So, what it says, whenever two subjects are joined together using as well as, then the verb which will be used there will go with the first subject. First subject means which is coming first. For example, Tom as well as his brothers are going to the city. Now, you can say as well as, after as well as what is used? His brothers. Here you can see that it is saying that the verb here is are, and you can see that are before are brothers is coming. That means are will, the verb will go with this subject which is nearer to the verb. So remember this, that whenever two subjects are joined by using as well as, then the verb will go with the nearer subject, irrespective whether it is plural or singular. Now move on to rule number 13. It says two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. For example, every man and every woman. So here you can say every is used with men and women also, and it is connected by and. Every man and every woman in the lobby. So here it is said when two nouns are connected by and plus they are using every, each, even, then the verb will be singular. So here you can see every man and every woman in the lobby is. Is used here. That shows that the verb is singular. Is requires to proceed to the conference room. So this was rule number 13. Now rule number 14 says that none is singular subject when it is used alone but takes a plural or singular verb according to the sense involved in a sentence. Now we all know that none, the word none is a singular subject, but we have to see the way it is used in the sentence. At times it happens it is used with singular or plural verb. So we have to use the verb according to the sentence. According to the sentence. If the sentence require plural verb, then we have to use the plural verb. But if the sentence requires singular verb, then we have to use the singular verb irrespective of the word none, because none is a singular subject. Now see the examples. None of the money has been used. So here you can see the sentence has a singular meaning. That means the verb here used is singular. None of the money has been used. Now has is always used with the singular now subjects. Now the next example says that none of the bottles are clean enough to keep water. Now here you can see in the above sentence we use the singular verb. Now in the next sentence we are using plural verb, that is are. None of the bottles are clean. So here we can say it directly that none, though it is a singular subject, but when it is used alone it is a singular subject, but when we used it in the sentence with the subject, then we use the verb according to the sentence. If the sentence require a singular verb, we use singular verb. If the sentence require plural verb, then we use plural verb, as we have seen in the given examples. Now let's see rule number 15. Rule number 15 says when the plural noun is a proper name for some single object or some collective until it must be followed by a singular verb. For example, the United Nations is not an effective body for world peace. Now, United Nation is a proper name, is a plural noun, is a proper name, and here we are using singular subject, that is. So remember, with the proper name or a proper noun we used is. Rule number 16 says uncountable nouns. What is uncountable? Which cannot be counted. So with uncountable nouns like advices, news, media, progress, etc. are singular and they always take singular verb. For example, one must not offer advice unless asked for. One must not offer advice unless asked for. So advice here is, you can see, it is an uncountable noun and this sentence is singular. Milk is not one of my favorite food. Now milk cannot be counted, and though it is an uncountable noun. Here with milk what we are using? We are using is. We don't know how much the quantity of the milk is, but still we considered uncountable noun as singular, and with them we always used singular verb. Now rule number 17 says that collective noun takes a singular verb when the collection is thought of as one whole. Now with uncountable noun and with collective noun we are using singular verb. Why? Because we considered them as one. That's why. For example, the committee has decided to postpone the game. Now you can see the committee. We don't know how much big the committee is and how many members are there in that committee, but still we consider that committee as one, and that's why we use singular verb, that is has. The next example is a flock of sheep always move together. Now always moves together. Here moves have s with it, and we know that in a singular subject, sorry, in a singular sentence, always the verb have s with it, and that's why we can say that it is a singular sentence. Now this is clear that with uncountable and collective noun we use singular verb. Now rule number 18 says that singular verb is used when a plural noun. Singular verb is used when a plural noun denotes some specific quantity or amount. For example, what they are saying that singular verb is used when plural noun denotes some quantity. When quantity or amount is used, some quantity is told to you or defined to you, then you use singular verb. For example, 2/3 of the mailing list has been typed. Now here quantity is being given to us, that is 2/3. And what we are using within singular verb, that is has. The next example says that nearly half of the work remains unfinished. So half is used, that is quantity is defined to us, half. And we can see remains, that is the verb, have s with it, that means it is a singular verb. But an exception is there, that is, remember that a few nouns are always plural. Few nouns are always plural even though they don't end in s, and they always take a plural verb. For example, people have such strange ideas. The police were baffled. So what the exception says? The exception says some nouns are there which are plural, but they never use s at the end, but still they are plural. For example, people, police, crowd. So these are example which shows that certain nouns are always plural but they don't use s. With this, we finish our grammar topic, that is subject verb agreement. This we end our today's class, which was on subject verb agreement, and we have finished the topic also. So I hope you have understood it, and please go through it with the rules again and again so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So with this we end this class. Thank you students. Take care.